Okay, this video is going to speak on the whole basics of I am and the importance of I am and what it represents and what it means and how important it is, the vitality of it. Um, so basically, when you say I am, basically I am is all we have. That's the basic construct of everything. You know what I mean? When it comes to just perception, gathering perception in life as far as how it pertains to you individually, and and how it affects us in the totality of it. But that's down the line. But when you say I am, a lot of people say I'm angry, I am angry, I am mad, I am sad, I am happy. You can't be happy. You can't be. These are feelings of emotions that pass through. You see what I'm saying? You can't be. That's what I'm saying. I'm black. I'm white. So, by accepting these things as far as I am these things, you impress that upon your reality as that. So anything that comes against that, it's like it hinders you. And anything that doesn't line up with the perception of that, it hinders you. So that's why we want to release these thoughts that hinder us because, if you feel you are black, or are white, this color, or, are a construction worker, I am this. Once you feel that you are these things, you basically give your power away at that point. You basically like taking your power and saying here, because now you can be affected with how people identify your color as black. Since you are black, it's going to affect you how people identify. Being white, Catholic, it's going to affect you when they speak on construction workers or flight attendants. Whatever you identify yourself with, you're going to take on, the strains and stresses that comes along with that, because it attaches, you attach yourself to it. But we know realistically, we can't attach ourselves with none of this stuff. Be in this world, but not of it. So when you say, I do nursing, I'm not a nurse, you can't say I am angry, because these are just forms of expression that just passes through us. And according to your beliefs is what you latch on to, certain ideologies and things that pass through your head that, and just basically when the whole vibe or feeling behind it, an emotion is the belief of that, behind that. And that's how we change our lives, by changing the belief system. So, that ultimately affects how your emotions affect you, your belief system. So if you had a clean belief system and, things were passing through your head, you wouldn't feel any vibes or anything. It would just be passing through your head. But when we take the background that you from, the experiences you experienced through your parents, through your community, all the people you interacted with, that created your filter of what you let through and constructed your belief system. So that's why we want to realign our belief system with the universe or the creators. We want to be thinking like God, and he thinks in totality. So that's how we have to think. And, and when we say I am, it's the present, it's the state of being. When you say I am, it's the state of being, which means you're all things. It's the state of being. So we have to stop fragmenting ourselves. Once you realize you are all, you stop fragmenting yourself out, because you have this belief that's been going on for years that's blocking your viewpoint to adapt a new mindset. It's like you reject things automatically just from how you were raised and how you were perceived to look at things. you know, and a lot of these things we didn't have control over how we got these things. So we want to realize that we are, you know, the embodiment of experience. You know, that's what we're here to do, experience. So whatever you put your mind to, that's what fuels the I am. That's what fuels it. But we can't limit ourselves and call ourselves emotions or colors or these physical things, because in the real world they don't exist. It's forever changing. That's how the whole reality of, you know, things change. Somebody come up with a thought opposed to what we see now or what other people believe, and they form new ideas. New ideas are formed. And those ideas always been here. You just have to align with it. None of this stuff is new. You just realign. You align with the truth. So, want to be rooted with your I am. You know, you want to be grounded in knowing who you truly are. You're just a vessel. You're a vessel. You know, like an instrument. You know, just look like just look at it as like a flute. You know, it's just a vessel. When you're blowing through it, you know, you can alter the sounds and whatnot by, you know, holding it in different areas. But the breath is basically making the magic happen, you know, and that's the creator, it's the spirit. We're just vessels to play this music, to tune. So we have to just realize that we're vessels and we're not these emotions. We're not these physical things, because that's why it's so much strain, because we try to force our life and mesh it with this material world, and that's not how we're supposed to be living. You know, we're immortal. This material stuff has a limit on it. You know what I mean? It has a limit on it. And that's another thing. When you I am, it's the all. So you take time out of the equation. You stop thinking of time, and you just be in the present moment and now. Because when you know you are all things, you have to think of as is, because you manifest that, if that makes sense. So once you erase the illusion of time, you know, it's like you get up to speed, because your subconscious and things doesn't know anything about time. Time is something that was man-made. So it's hard to kind of counteract that and get out of that mindset. But that's where you want to be, in the fact of time is an illusion. Everything that's ever accomplished is accomplished right here in the now moment. And anytime you think in your past, you're conflicting the present with the past. Or in the future, you're conflicting the future with the present. Stop conflicting your present moment and live in it, and quit thinking about time. When you manifest things, you know, you hold the belief as it's there already, because that's what attracts you to that. You know, it's like a radio receiver. You have to tune in. So, and that messes up the frequencies when you're labeling yourself to, I am Hebrew, I am this, I am this color, I am this job, I'm a janitor. Like, we limit ourselves so much, and we don't understand that. So focus on your I am, and know that you are everything. Everything is you. When you say I am, I am. I am of all. Don't minimize yourself. You know, you see how that disconnects us? Because we see ourselves as something smaller. And when you limit the creator, you limit your life. When you limit your life, you limit the creator. If you only think miracles can happen through you being a Buddhist or through you being a Catholic, if you think only this doctor can heal you, you don't think you are the all. You're disconnecting yourself. You need this man to reconnect you, basically. You're not reconnected until this pill is put into you. You're not reconnected until this relationship happens for you. See how we disconnect ourselves? When we say, I am happy, you're going to just keep attracting the opposite of what you think you is. Because you can't ignore all aspects of the whole. Just because you want to ignore it, don't mean it's not happening. That's just like a renter center bill. Just because you're ignoring it, don't mean they're not about to come take that shit. So we have to be aware of these things and learn how to manipulate your energy. That's what the I am is about. I'm not separate from anything. So, take that to heart, and just try to practice that mindset of just feeling one, like it's nothing disconnecting you from anything. Even the people that throw negative vibes out there or whatnot, it's all a part of the whole. So we have to embrace that. We can't shun that out. We have to change our perception on how we view anger and things like that, because they're not us. Once we realize they're not us, anger, all these emotions were placed up behind programs that were given to me. So I must reconstruct this belief system, because when these certain emotions come to me, it makes me feel a certain way. It's making me feel a certain way because my belief system. When you change your belief system and think about the same thoughts, it's different now. It's like, I don't believe that no more. So we shouldn't have any disharmony. And it's not to shun, these emotions, push them out and ignore them. No, we're supposed to work with them. That's just like aggression. People think of aggression as something that's dangerous. And no, it's two aspects of aggression. Aggression out of love, and then aggression out of hate, which is violence. But aggression ain't evil. It's just what force you're putting behind it. So, and just understand, whatever you're going through is just states of consciousness. And to get out of that state of consciousness, you have to be out of that state of consciousness, and you have to perceive what you just came out of is just a state that's passing. And don't lock your feelings and emotions into that, because it's going to become material. Don't dwell in that moment. Dwell in where you want to see yourself at. You have to dwell in where you want to see yourself. Because you're attracting, the longer you stay in that state, the more you're going to attract that. You have to get out of that state. Our belief system got us thinking that when things happen it's wrong, but it's not. Things are all lessons that happen to us. We wouldn't be able to learn. So it's all about, some people don't like learning. So things that come into their life, they rather repeat them. But that's the end of this video. Just wanted to drop that, the importance of the I am.